What is up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Shady Gecko, and I'm joined here by PhD in the mid lane. We've got Premade Unstoppable Week 5. We've got Team 10 Death Powerspike versus Catalyst Carbon. Both of these teams are 3-1, so they're both looking to make that step into the 4-1 and put their opponent behind them. How are you doing tonight, PhD?
I'm doing real fantastic. Gecko, this might be the quickest ban phase I've ever seen.
I was just going to say the same thing. They both obviously did their prep. They know what they want to ban. 010, obviously, picking up that Caitlyn, very strong champion. However, I expect an Ashe Morgana answer here. It's been kind of what we've been seeing in LCS, LEC. Everybody's really been running this counter pick, so to speak.
Yeah, we've heard the term just handshaking the Caitlyn Ashe. Let's see if Catalyst will agree to do it. Looks like they're deciding, though.
Yeah, and I think they're looking to take that Olaf away from Rosen, who I believe is an Olaf player, or at least he's played it a few games. I was just looking quickly at the GGs. Spoiler alert, neither of us really know anything about these teams or their players, so if you guys want to talk about it in the chat, we're going into this fresh. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of picks these teams bring out that are a little more off meta. So far, everything. Oh, okay. The Jhin coming in instead of the Ashe. I think he's, a strong champion into the Caitlyn if you can pilot it well. They already are seeing, a Ziggs Caitlyn, so Squishy's there. Could still come out with a couple more tanks that would make Jin's life a little harder. However, Olaf has an easier time, running over those kind of champions. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
little
nothing.
Spice. Ziggs pick coming through nice and early. Blind pick first round. Little crazy, little ambitious, if I'd say so myself, but we'll see how Catalyst reacts to it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's not the. It's a kind of safe pick, but it's got quite a few counters. It's good into things like Azir, but it's not as good into some other champions that can push a little harder in the early game.
Yeah, he's going to look to just get prio in the mid wave, shoving from downtown, and then playing safe, scaling up for that late game. Although very easily countered by assassins, but it looks like the Orianna will be picked up. Pretty common matchup in the mid lane, nice and safe for both sides.
Being the doctor of the mid lane, how do you feel about the Orianna and Ziggs matchup? Is it kind of just handshaking lane, or does either of them have a distinct advantage?
I'd feel like personally, it's a little bit Ziggs favored, but kind of depends on how they play. For the most part, it's pretty even though, but if not, a little bit sided towards the Ziggs.
Yeah, I feel as though the Orianna wasn't as much about countering the Ziggs as it is just either playing to comfort or playing for your team's, combination, how you want to do things. The Shen and the Hecarim both coming in. 010 obviously knew exactly what they want to pick. And the Hecarim being a very strongest jungler on the patch right now, at least win rate wise, as far as, Platinum Plus is concerned. However, the Rise coming in, that's, I'd say, the only surprising pick out of all these champions. The rest of them, we've seen recent pro play. They're relatively meta. Ziggs is a little strange. We only saw Demonte picking that up against TSM to such success. However, the Rise coming in into the top lane to counter the Shen, I'd say. I think Rise is a little... what's the word? He's a little vulnerable up there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Shen can just, E flash in, and then Hecarim can confirm the kill. You just E in, wait for the Rise to flash, and then you run behind him and knock him back. Although I suppose that he can just kind of freeze him in his tracks. All right, so moving away from the top lane, let's just talk about these teams as a whole. 010 Powerspike. Their composition is straight out of LCS. Very meta. The Ziggs is the most surprising thing, but I can see how it synergizes pretty well with Caitlyn, I feel, because you have that kind of long range. You can poke people down, and then you have the Hecarim and the Shen, and even the Thresh to engage once they're a little lower or somebody steps out of line. Both of those champions can just very quick engages, especially with the Shen flash taunt or the Hecarim ultimate. So on the side of Catalyst, on Catalyst side, they have Jhin Morgana, not like a classic duo or anything, but strong champions, both of them. They're into the Thresh. They actually picked the Thresh into the Morgana, so they're not really looking to crush the lane with those Thresh hooks. Presumably, the Morgana's gonna, get that Black Shield down. But the Olaf hopefully will be able to, run and get through the Shen and Hecarim, but he has to get through without dying and without getting poked out. And Caitlyn, as long as she puts it, well, actually, if Olaf goes over a trap while he has his ultimate down, does Caitlyn get a headshot?
I believe she does get the headshot.
Yeah, so she can still blow him up, especially since he shreds his resistances when he uses his ultimate, or sheds them, I should say. So I'm not really finding anything on CC's side that I'm like, yeah, I'm happy about this matchup versus the other one. I think that Hecarim clears, relatively quickly. Olaf's going to clear faster, but it's not like if Hecarim runs into Olaf, like, oh no, Hecarim's dead. He can just, proc phase rush and run away real quick. So I'm a little scared for Catalyst, but obviously at this level, it's not all down to draft. It's about how you play. But just looking at draft, I'm liking the side of the 010 Powerspike.
I absolutely agree. I am excited to see Olaf provides a pretty decent ball delivery system for that Orianna mid lane, because he can run in there uninterrupted. So we'll see how they play that one out.
But yeah, and you're right. With the shield, it'll help him, get through some of that damage as well. So what are you thinking with the compositions?
I agree. I'm a big fan of 010 Powerspike. I'm a fan of the Ziggs, man. I love it. I love to see that champion brought out. I was really happy to see it in LCS as well. Happy to see that they're picking it up. I think it's really strong to picks like Orianna. Especially Ryze, he'll have a hard time getting in late game just due to the Ziggs E and Q and all that.
Yeah, I just think they have a lot of poke right now. The other team doesn't really have much to mitigate it. Morgana can Black Shield like a Ziggs, Q, but then you're wasting that. They don't have a ton of magic damage to pop the shield unless Ziggs is able to, land a bomb from range. It is an advantage for the Morgana. Jhin can kite back away from the Hecarim, but if Hecarim's jumping on you and doing his thing, even if he's not, pushing you back or anything, like that's pretty significant damage. However, the Ryze, hopefully what they can do is kind of, as the Hecarim comes in, get him with that, what is it? EW, so that they snare them. So then Hecarim's, stuck in his tracks. But yeah, I think that 010 kind of just have to cruise through this game, do the right things, and they'll win. Whereas Catalyst, they really got to work for their win, I feel, with this competition.
I'm a little excited about the Jhin pick too. I've heard the rumors that it's to pick into Caitlyn. It's not bad. I am excited to see how Urian plays it down there.
Yeah, me too. And that is an advantage they have in the lane. Is the Jhin having, the statistical advantage over Caitlyn, or one of the only champions that can kind of withstand her early laning phase. He's going to have a little trouble, bursting down Hecarim, Shen, and Thresh, but if he can get those long-range shots on Caitlyn or Jhin, on a Caitlyn or a Ziggs, then, he'll have an advantage. He'll have a good advantage there, so. But I keep saying that 010, have this, crazy advantage, but it's not, like, a huge advantage, especially, like I said, it comes down to comfort, the champions you like to play at this, level of play. But I think that CC just have a harder time and they have to really execute, which, they might. If that Olaf gets a few kills, we could really see things turning around. That kind of like would change how the compositions play out if, Olaf gets fed. So just everybody 0-0. Well, who knows? I mean, 010 Powerspike, they could hit their 010 and then, come back. So anything can happen. You're unstoppable.
Absolutely down here and unstoppable.
All right, so going into the game, we've got another 2 minutes left here. I want to talk about let's talk a little more about the mid lane. Early game, you said that they're kind of just pushing waves and such. How do you feel about these two mid laners once they, turrets are down? What are they kind of trying to do?
So Ziggs is looking to push, get that roamed. You wanna have that priority in lane of Ziggs, especially to get those early dragons and the heralds. Rift
Mhm.
Herald is especially valuable. Ziggs. We'll see how 10 Death's Power Spike plays around it. Super easy to take down towers with the Herald and Ziggs W and passive and all that. So it's really something I want to look out for this game. See how they play around it. Oriana,
That's
on the other hand, it's a little weaker early clear, but once she gets that tier and gets going a little bit, she'll be able to match Ziggs pretty easily. But I'd say no real kill pressure without jungle assistance.
Yeah,
And yeah,
gotcha. That's something very interesting with the Ziggs pick is that what we've been seeing a lot of people do lately is putting that first Herald onto one of your carries or even the second one so that they can cash in on solo gold on the plates. Um, whereas before, if the jungler drops the Herald and runs away, even if they never touch the turret, they're splitting half the gold with, the laner. Whereas if you put that Rift Herald onto the Ziggs, then he can basically get the full turret on his own. So could be very strong. That's what I would prioritize if I were them. We are going to run into a quick break here. The game's going to be coming up in just a minute. So everyone stay tuned. We'll be right back.
go grab a snack for crying out loud. What up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Unstoppable Premade. Going to be kicking this one off on blue side. We have Router on Shen in the top lane. Jungle, we got Hecarim. Mid lane, OP kill switch on Ziggs. Ashen on Caitlyn in the AD carry, and the partner in crime, Thresh on Whoopslaw.
And on the other side for Catalyst Carbon, we've got Mystical Rogue in the top lane, just Juste Belmont on the in the jungle, Stoles in the mid lane, Urian uh, as the AD carry, Fiz 51 in the support role. Coming into this game, I just really quickly want to touch on a couple things. We've got one of the only big surprises I'm seeing right now as we were loading in is that Rosen chose to go for Conqueror and Ignite. So he is really looking to get in the face of Olaf, which I think is a little questionable. The Ignite's definitely going to help him. I didn't see if he had blue secondary. But I am a huge fan of the phase rush because you just zoom in and you do more damage when you're zooming, and it's more defensive as well because you can get away from things if you need to. It helps with repositioning. It can help dodge a lot of those big skill shots or whatever. But I mean, Conqueror's still solid. I just tend to only take it now when there's tank going on. Lots of tanks.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So both jungler. Well, actually, so Olaf is just probably going for the full clear. I mean, that's what he does. They got a ward on his Raptors. Hopefully, he gets there a little late. Hecarim is going for a real fast clear. He's going to go blue, Gromp, and then look to gank, I think. But he's spotted out on his ward, which is pretty unfortunate. His laners, I guess, weren't watching for that one. Not entirely sure if he knows that he's on the ward, but he is on a ward. So.
Right off the bat, we're kind of seeing an aggressive playstyle from blue side in the bot lane, but the red side hits level 2 first. Hook coming in on the Jhin though. Caitlyn Q misses. Net hits the Morgana, but chasing the Jhin down. Ignite ticking. Will not be able to finish him though.
So the trappers became the trapped as Morgana sneaks in a nice Q onto the Thresh, who was thinking he could get behind the minions, but then Thresh does the same to sneak a hook onto the Jhin, who thought he was going to be able to get back behind minions. And just a really good hook from that. Thresh gets the Ignite down. Jhin's going to have to back already. So
already seeing a top lane gank here. Shen taunt misses, gets the flash from the Rise though. Real nice. Well done.
Yep, and that's all you need to do. I feel a little bad for the Rise because his wave was pushing, so he kind of had to step up there. But he did know that the Hecarim was looking for that really fast clear, because if the Hecarim goes red to blue, he's just going to go Gromp and then look to gank. Olaf, on the other hand, is got a nice sizable farm lead, so while Hecarim is getting things done and that Rise is going to be in a bad spot, the Olaf's not feeling too bad.
Absolutely. I mean, just as you called it in Champ Select as well, that Hecarim with the Shen priority top lane, it's easy pickings up there. Shen top landing on the Rise, nice little trade going down.
Oh,
Rise is feeling the thunder.
Yeah, that Shen combo with the shield, he's just able to out trade pretty much any champion if he gets the taunt and the Q. Sorry, I don't know the names of the abilities, so you guys are just gonna have to imagine them. But he does so much damage with those 3 autos that he gets from pulling the Spirit Blade through his opponent. And here's the dive.
Dive coming out of the Rise top. They know he has no flash. Shen going to be tanking. TP coming in from mid lane. Ignite taking down on the Rise. Rise is going to go down here to Hecarim. Ziggs manages to cancel the TP mid as well.
Wow. So, all right. So actually pretty good for the Orianna that she doesn't TP through there. She'd just be catching a wave and Rise would have to go there. But I was like thinking as Hecarim came up for that E, I'm like, oh man, don't accidentally hit the turret. And then right as he comes out of the binding, he hits the turret, which actually ended up being a good thing because the Ignite finished off Rise, and the E would have carried Hecarim further under the turret. So he would have taken another turret shot or two. Probably wouldn't have died either way, but a little funny to see. Just kind of hoping that he wouldn't do it, and then he does it. But yeah, I mean, that's all they got to do. Like, Rise is not going to have a good time. This Hecarim is just going to be he's going to be back up there. If he's not spamming the camp emoji, then he's doing it wrong.
Really well played from Rose. Then he knows that Rise has no flash. It's easy pickings up there. Well played from the blue side.
Yeah, like like we were talking about during the game, or before the game started. I mean, and they're just playing it to the T. So well played to them for executing on a good game plan.
Easy. Taking it nice and slow again. Waves catching. Looking at CS leads. Shen is a. Oh, we're looking at an engage here. Thresh flash. Oh, Hook barely misses on that Jin. Hecarim looking for the engage, but cannot find it. So close.
Yeah, Hecarim is a little forced on the gank, and I think Hecarim just needs to get back to camps because he is falling pretty far behind this Olaf, who is going to be hitting level 6 probably on this scuttle, whereas Hecarim has only just hit level 4. Yes, he's got the kill. Rise is behind, but you do need to keep up on those camps, especially in the current meta. Olaf's going to be able to take away. Hecarim thinks that Olaf right now is on the scuttle, but yeah, and he's going to go up and check this switch. Okay.
Shen is slicing right in the top lane. Nothing's really going to come out of it, though. One
Nice
thing I
trade
want to add to that bot lane is you pick the Thresh into Morgana. You can't be looking for plays like that. You know exactly what's going to happen. You know that spell shield is going to go down. But we got a fight here going on. Shen ulting onto the Hecarim, barely saving his life. Olaf being taken down. Orianna's being chased, but that W might just save her. She's right out of there.
Wow, that is so unfortunate for the Olaf that Shen. Well, I guess you got to know that that's what up there, but I think they just ticked over to 6. So quite.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't confirm that, but quite unfortunate for him. He would have gotten that kill onto the Hecarim, and Hecarim just would have been in a terrible spot. But now that he's 2-0, he doesn't even care that he's down, 26 farm. He's got the kills, so which are much more valuable than a little bit of farm.
Absolutely.
So matchup. Go ahead.
Mid lane matchup looking just as expected. They're both wave clearing, both low on mana. Actually, just Ziggs, never mind. Orianna does have that tier completed, so she's able to keep up with Ziggs' wave clear much easier. But as soon as Ziggs gets his last chapter, should be slightly Ziggs' favorite again.
Yeah, in mid lane, it's dead even. I mean, they're both farming really well. I think Ziggs maybe will lose. Oh, never mind. He's got teleport, so he's not going to lose anything out of this. But bot lane, also very even. I liked what you said about the Morgana, the Thresh knowing what's going on there, because he should know you can't really go for those flash plays because the Hook has such a long windup that you can just spell shield. Oh, and we had a pause. I don't know how long it was. Hopefully we didn't catch up too much into the game. But yeah, it looks like it was just a quick one. Oh, that was. Did you get any lag there?
Yeah, I did. I did get a little frame lag there.
Okay. Yeah,
interesting.
So, all right. Anyway, is everybody at 8:05?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Just want to make sure that we didn't, because of the pause, push up too far into the game, which would then make it so that we could get some buffering issues there. But
so good.
Game has slowed down a little bit. After all that action in the early game, I thought this Hecarim just would have been all over the place, but he's moved back to. He realized he's down a few camps, so he's gonna get some camps. Probably look to get this Herald, which would, like we said earlier, be very advantageous for the Ziggs.
Absolutely.
Coming out.
You see in these aggressive walk-ups from the Thresh and bot lane, but they're just red side is too confident, man. These Catalyst players, they're just like, what are you gonna do, buddy? We have Morgana. That's you picked into this, you know what's going on.
Yeah, and Olaf starting up the dragon. He's gonna get that. They're gonna get Rift Herald. I think both teams are kind of happy with that trade. Ooh, and a nice
Thresh lands onto it. Morgana spell shield does manage to save him. Look at up top lane. Shen engaging. Ziggs coming down to help, but Rise has flash. But Hecarim's here. What up, baby? And he's running under tower. That guy's dead. Maybe stays a little too long. Takes an extra turret shot. Gets blown up by that.
Yeah, wow, that Rise damage. He put it out. I mean, actually, either it was the turret or a combination of both. But Hecarim, I think, thought, do I have him? Do I not? I think he maybe could have just zoomed out of there. He had face rush. Maybe he gets out. I'm just saying. All right. Ooh, okay, there's the Black Shield. I thought it was funny that we both just gotten done talking about how, like, oh yeah, Thresh is never gonna land a hook, and then he gets this great hook onto the Jhin, who then has to flash out with Morgana standing right next to him. So that one feels a little bad, but what I did notice is that they got the kill onto Rise, but they gave away the dragon without getting the Rift Herald. So Oh,
Looks like there's a little four-man action going on bot lane. Jin ult coming in. Oriana's in a nice position. Olaf behind. They're ulting in. But Shen ult coming through. Will be able to get through. Shen gets through. Caitlyn on the W is not going to be able to get taken down by Olaf. Resh Hook finds Oriana. Can Shen follow up? And Hecarim has arrived, baby. What's up? Pony time. Caitlyn ult coming into the Morgana. Morgana's dead too. It fell apart so quickly for Catalyst.
Yeah, that is not a little pony, no sir. He is he is their big pony. So he's oh no, he's just gonna grab some camps. But that Jhin is dangerously close to the Hecarim. If only he knew, that would be a kill for sure. But Rise, you know, he's doing okay. Although he's still down in farm, despite the couple of ults from the Shen. So I think things are looking a little dire. It's 3K already. A lot of that is sitting on the the Hecarim. He's got 1,000. Ziggs now with a little bit of gold lead. He's got 3 plates from that Oriana roam bot that didn't end up turning out for her. She ended up dying and didn't get a kill or anything. So she's 800 gold behind. Same with the bot lane with Caitlyn making some plays down there to stay alive. Ooh, Shen almost grabbing that taunt. That takes a few fat EQs to the face.
I want to touch on blue team's communication seems solid. They knew that Olaf was taking that dragon, so they said, "Okay, your jungler's on bot side. We'll go top lane and make a play." And that was that dive on Rise. And now they're saying, "Okay, well, we're ready for this dive bot lane. We see it coming, so we're gonna Shen ult down there. We're gonna have Peckham go down the right away. Really, just great rotations from blue side. I gotta say."
Yeah. Oh, and we got a big fight here.
Shen looks like he's getting cut out, but actually it was Rise who's cut out the whole time. Hecarim coming through. Olaf says, "You kill my laner, I'm going to kill both of you." He tries to run down the Shen. Shen flashes away. Axe is hitting though. Will he look to follow? He does not. He's a little scared. Looking bot lane. Thresh engaging. Hook finds on Morgana. The spell shield too weak. Caitlyn will be able to finish off the Morgana here. Jhin safely under tower hitting, but it is not enough. 1-0. 2-0. 1-2.
2-1.
2-1 for the
yes.
for the blue side.
You said it right the first time. I just didn't understand because I am a boomer. Anyway, so the Shen with 7 assists right now is honestly just he's the pick right now. Everything that the other team tries to do, he can interrupt. Like that dive bot lane was looking so good, and then the Shen ult comes through because if that Shen ult isn't there, the Oriana or the Olaf is able to just burst down the Caitlyn. They shut her down. You know, they get the Jhin into the game. Oh, and we got a little bit of dancing.
Jhin ult coming in. Looking for this Caitlyn. Thresh Lantern will slip him out of there. Boom! 4-shot. Hits Thresh. Rise coming behind. Rise says, "What up, baby?"
No.
Gets Thresh hooked immediately into the trap.
No.
Great flay into the trap. Caitlyn getting some nice damage out of that Rise. He's looking low. It's looking scary. Hecarim coming in from the flank. Caitlyn low. Shen ult again. This Jhin is looking like in a not-so-great position. Caitlyn in the back, free hitting. Shen and Hecarim running up the front line. Caitlyn aren't running in. Wasted flash by Morgana. Just beautiful by the blue side.
Yeah, really well done by O10 Powerspike. One thing that I saw that was quite unfortunate there is when the Rise ulted in, Morgana was like, "Get me in there," and just did not get to the chopper in time. So Rise just gets in there on his own, gets trapped a couple times, gets flayed, gets hooked, just eats so much damage, and then basically dies right away. So did they killed Thresh. Okay, they did kill Thresh, and not even time enough. It's just zooms in there. He's like, "Hey, I'm gonna take this." I can't believe Hecarim got through to the second phase. Maybe Rosen's been hiding that pick in solo queue and just playing it in scrims, but it's so strong right now. Props to the Olaf for keeping up in the farm. He's got 60 farm lead. However, Hecarim still has 1,000 gold ahead, but he would be so much further ahead if he he wouldn't have so many kills if he was farming all the time. So that has to be said. But props to Olaf for at least trying to keep up, doing his best despite the unfortunate circumstances of the game.
The red side keeps trying to make these plays. You got to keep in mind the Shen ult top lane. You don't have a fantastic way to stop the teleport from top, especially when the Shen has so much prio onto the Rise. You got to be thinking about that timer. Can we make this play? Is Shen ult up? You got to be thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, you have to consider every champion in the game, right? You know, Shen is... You need to attack the Shen because he can't ult himself, right? I mean, or you need to bait out the Shen ult and then back off, and now Rise could get, some free farm top lane. A nice little binding there to stop the aggression, although Caitlyn just says, "I don't care, I'm going to snipe you anyway."
This
Whoa! Takes
aggression from
Morgana
blue
down
side.
below half health.
Oh my goodness, that
While we
Caitlyn
were
finishing Stormrazor.
Yeah, while we were talking, the Olaf did grab the Rift Herald, so he's doing what he can, but he might die for
Okay.
assists.
The blue team on top of the baby. That Ziggs sitting in mid lane just eating these bombs across the map. Heckerman one-shotting that Olaf there.
Did you say he was eating them?
I said he was eating them.
Yeah, definitely. That's the word for it.
Jin shot's coming through again, doing what he can, but a grand total of 100 damage coming out. Not a whole lot of problems from blue side.
I feel a little bad for the Jhin. He's doing fine. His team is like trying to make all these plays, and he's like, guys, can we not? Oh,
let's just stop. Blue side is hungry. They're hungry for plays, and they're getting bored.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's going well for them. It's going very well. They're in the driver's seat. So this is their game to win or lose.
I love Ziggs so much. This guy chills out in mid lane, farms the whole game, lobs bombs down. This guy barely leaving his lane has kill participation over Orianna, decent farm up with her. I just love that character, man.
You know what's interesting is that he doesn't have a very good win rate in solo queue. He's still below 50%.
Interesting.
Which I found very surprising because someone played him in a scrim with me, and just absolutely dumpstered with him. So I was like, man, this champion must just be running it after those buffs. And then I looked, and he's like 49.8% or something like that.
Interesting.
So I guess it's just the meta, too many assassins being played. There are not enough games going really long, so he just can't, get that turret. And he's also more objective focused, so maybe he just does better in kind of a 5v5 environment.
I absolutely think so. This aggression from Shen top lane too. He only has Merc treads, and he's able to just dash at this Ryze whenever he wants, and Ryze can't do a thing about it. The damage is just too low.
Shen is one of my favorite champions right now to pick. Like on my team, when I see I have Shen on my team, I'm happy because he can do it all. He can 1v1 you, even if you're like, one of those, he 1v1 a Renekton, let's say.
Right.
Or, well, maybe not because he can break the shield, but if he stops the W, then it doesn't break it. So, cool things can happen there. But he's like very strong in a 1v1 case if he gets that taunt on you, plus the percent max damage. And then he can also just save his team. So like it used to be Shen is like lose lane, win game because he was so weak in lane before the reworks. But now with all the buffs that have been stacked onto him, he's like win lane, win game, GG no re.
Absolutely. Blue team looks they're hungry for more. The train ain't stopping. They're taking down mid. They did lose that tower top lane to the Herald while we were talking. Shen just gave it up. Probably the smart play. Don't risk anything. But blue team says, okay, you send your jungler top side. We're gonna go and chase down mid and just get this priority.
Now, blue side, O10, they're doing a lot of things right. They've got the comp. They've got the kills. This is, like we said, this is their game to lose. However, I do want to say that I'm seeing some good things from Catalyst. So, like, if they end up losing this game, which, anything can happen, but if they do, I am excited for them to come back in game 2 and turn things around. Some of the things that are pointing out to me are the wards they're putting down, and then also the plays that they're making are good if Shen isn't on the other team. So if they ban, maybe Shen, ban Hecarim or something, change that up a little bit, then maybe those plays can convert and they'll have a little more success. That being said, what they need to do to get back into this game, I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to try to make some things up. They really need to, because you can't just say like, oh, if the other team messes up, then they'll win. They need to force some mistakes from them. Maybe trade some objectives like, hey, you can have one of our turrets, but we're going to get one of your... Oh, okay. This is not it.
Morgana blind walking into this bush here. Shuttle comes down under the Hecarim just for the follow-up. Oh my goodness, Hecarim fears Orianna into that Ziggs ult, and my god, that damage. Hecarim hitting blue buff for some reason. Gets taken down by Olaf. Shen and Thresh and Ziggs are on the chase. Caitlyn ult coming out on that Olaf, not going to do a whole lot. Ryze looks like maybe caught flashes away from that Shen taunt for flash. Thresh hook straight into that Gromp, nice and tasty. Shen looking a little rooted here. Does get out with that nice Thresh launcher though.
Yeah, that was very well played. They got a shutdown for the Orianna. They're going to end up... Well, are they?
Looking, Caitlyn hit by the binding. Rise damage coming through. Olaf on the flank. Shen does take down that Rise nice and easily. Jinult coming in on the thresh, not going to finish her off. Caitlyn barely escapes in the back line. Oh man, nobody dying for the blue side. Orianna TP coming back in though. Will she look to do anything? Doesn't look like it. Very close to being a win for Catalyst side, but 0-10, just scraping by.
Yeah, those are the plays that they need to make. You know, the Hecarim's, not quite there yet and everything. And maybe if that converts for them, then they're able to, come out at least a little further out of the gap. But instead, it turns around the other way, and now they're further into that gap. So, it's looking a little dire. Not gonna lie to you, fans. I know it seems really close game, but it's not.
Absolutely. We're seeing this almost 6,000 gold lead coming on to 0-10 side. It's just the ball is not stopped. The red team did everything they could, Catalyst, but oh man, did not work. And as you said, digging themselves that deeper hole.
Yeah, I think this one, try to make it go as long as you can. The longer it goes, the less these gold leads are going to mean. They do have, they have some pretty good scaling in the Rise and the Orianna. They have a little bit of anti-scaling in the Olaf, but Hecarim's no crazy, scaler either. So it's a little, they're just so far behind that they need the gold lead to be, they need the total gold to be way larger, so that the 9K gold lead doesn't matter. And right now, they just need to try to do nothing.
Absolutely.
Just try to clear jungle camps, catch waves on turrets, let the other team get a couple more objectives. It's only 2 dragons at 21 minutes, so they can give up the next one. Maybe they let that dragon go down and they get mid turret, and then escape top side. With the Rise ult or something.
Chasing out of that Rise top lane, you find themselves a little too far up against that Hecarim, running it down. Zig's damage is getting huge at this point. That Magi is stacking up. It is not looking good. Nice Thresher landing onto the Morgana in the jungle. Walking around with no wards. Caitlyn in the back hitting. Lots of damage. Morgana Zhonya's to stall. Chenault coming onto that Thresh. They're just turning the fight completely. Nice flash taunt from the Shen. Blowing up that Olaf. Chasing him down. And again, everything it looks like red team does, you got 0-10 there to stop it. They're just every move one step ahead.
Yeah, I think they wanted to check for the Baron, and 0-10 knew that that's what they wanted to do. That's what they had to do. And they just kind of capitalized on it. So, really just props to 0-10. They're making it happen. They're moving around as a unit. There's just nothing. There's nothing the other team can do to come back from this deficit without a mistake from 0-10. I keep saying that, but it's really all they got going for them. One good thing is that Jhin has only died once, so. He's the bright spot. I think Orianna has died a few times, unfortunately. I think the top side, though, they got a little confident. They got a little cocky and a little confident picking Rise into Shen, because this Rise can't stand up to... he doesn't have any resistances. Adaptive Helm and Merc Treads on Shen. Shen's just gonna EQ. He's gonna EQ harder than the Rise is. It's gonna hit, and it's gonna chunk.
As you said, Red Catalyst, they just need to play it slow. They have the scaling with that Orianna Jhin Rise comp, but at the pace the game's going, it's not looking good. If they can find a way to slow things down a little bit, get that Rise to farm up safely instead of dying over and over again top lane, Orianna farming up, getting her second item would be huge. That's kind of their only hope that they have to cling on to at this point.
Yeah, that's basically it. Just delay. Not too much exciting. Twitch chat, how's your day going? Everybody having a good time? Do you think that all right, 1, do you think that this game is over? And 2, going into the next game, what do you think? Do you think that the Catalyst crew can come back and maybe take game 2?
Catalyst crew, I like that. Now we do have Dragon coming up in 40 seconds. Teams are looking to sort of gather around it, but if I were Catalyst, I would look to just give it, as you said. Blue team getting that vision down. Super is coming in mid lane. It's gonna be really tough for them to get out of their base and really get towards that dragon.
Hecarim with the nice blue steel there. the Rise is like, yes, I'm finally gonna get this, but he didn't pull it quite enough.
Unfortunate. They're looking to set up a little bait here with the trap line. They know they have no wards. Ping's going down on the dragon. They know it's happening, but doesn't look like they're moving, which is the smart play, I think. Oh, but blue team actually not going for him. Morgana looks like she's getting caught out. Shenold on the Hecarim looking real nice, comes out and just exploding.
Wow, alright, yeah, I'm taking that one to the bank. The Shen Hecarim is kind of nutty.
Yeah, they're executing it perfectly. That Shen is ulting early enough. Although over chasing Hecarim gets blown up by Orianna.
Yeah, he was feeling himself a little bit. Didn't even think about the Orianna being above him. But it's not going to matter too much as these guys are pushing, it looks like, for the win. Oh, nope.
Deciding maybe not to. I thought they might be able to do it with the Ziggs passive and the W, but
yeah,
guess not.
And something that not many people know is that the turrets get less and less worth as you go in. So the outer turrets are worth like a lot, well, especially with plates, but let's say plates ignored. The actual turret gold itself is a lot. Then you go into the inner middle turrets, and those ones are worth like a little less, but still pretty good. The inhibitor turrets worth something, but not quite as much. But then the actual Nexus turrets themselves, basically, like it's like 100 or 150 team gold, which very small when you think about it.
Yeah,
so
not much at all.
If you can't end the game, you usually want to do something else aside from take those. If you can only take like one turret, it's not worth. But if you take two, sometimes it's good because you can get back to it later. But you shouldn't be giving up like any objective for that.
Looking up at the top of the screen there, looks like 10 Death Powerspike coming up on a 10,000 gold lead, and it is only getting bigger and bigger as this Baron is looking like more of a tasty subject. Again, it's just the longer this game goes on, it looks like Red Team is just struggling. They're trying to find what they can, but this Thresh and his hooks are landing, and the Shen Hecarim combo is just steamrolling this game.
The fact that it's 27 minutes and they still have two lower, side lane turrets, outer side lane turrets, I think they are doing a decent job of clearing these waves and holding on. But I would also point to O10 Powerspike and say, hey, why don't you have these turrets yet? You've got the Ziggs, you've got the Caitlyn. Just get to one of those turrets and siege them. They're looking for a lot of picks, but I think they're probably having fun at this point. 21-5. It's got to feel
absolutely. And also, I love seeing it. 3 members of 10 Death are 0 deaths. I mean, you gotta hand it to them. It's not an easy thing to do. But Thresh getting blasted. Ziggs ult taking Jhin down to a quarter HP. My God, have I mentioned that I love that character?
yes, you have. But no, he's making it look real good here. So I think we're gonna get a couple more Zig. You're gonna make a couple more Ziggs fans out of the audience with this one.
I sure hope so, my lord.
Now, they force him off the Baron without anything happen. Ult for ult, they get a lot of damage onto the mid turret. Almost take that down. If they'd been able to get that, it would have been great. So they're able to hold on a little bit longer. The turret is almost going down. Shen was able to push, with that threat of his ult. I'm not sure if Rise teleported in or not. Yeah, I think it's obviously still going great for the side of, and there's really no rush. A lot of people are like, oh, hey, they could have ended the game faster or whatever. But like, when you're at this point, you don't need to rush. The comp's not really going anywhere. Caitlyn's gonna get stronger. Ziggs is decent. Shen obviously. So the only thing that you got to worry about is like the Hecarim falling off, which he got killed pretty quick. But if he gets tanked, wow, he went full ham. Look at that. He's got a warrior and Death Stance. He didn't get any. He was like, nah, Cinderhulk. That's for betas. I'm Alpha Hecarim.
Alpha Man Hecarim or Alpha Horse Hecarim. My mistake. Sorry. I do like what you said. I think it's a big point that Team 10 Death needs to get these outer turrets. I mean, it's just free gold. You got to think of it as like a nice sack of gold just sitting there, and you have, as you said, Ziggs Caitlyn. Oh my gosh, the siege does not get much better than that.
Yeah, I think that they know how to play as a team, but maybe they haven't had as much practice with this comp because Well, all right. As we say
There
that,
we
they're
go.
taking the turret
Zig,
down, but it's just
Zig
like
is waking up.
it's like yeah. Why why isn't Red Side reacting? They could have taken Baron if Caitlyn hadn't killed that ward underneath the Baron pit because the whole team was bot side. Like there's no dragon. Look at all this vision that Red have. Let's see. All right, so dragon's coming up in a minute, so it's actually pretty nice that they've got that full trifecta of wards there, or pentagram, I should say. So I do. That is something I want to say that they're doing pretty well. Is putting down wards. Getting well right now. They don't have many control wards out, but they did earlier. So they are. And look at that. They've got 5 control wards in their inventory right now.
Oh man.
Although Jin, really, you need a dagger over a control word. Come on.
Priorities, people.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. More damage. That's what they need. That is what they need, but they also need more vision.
Quick shout out, Gran Torino. Look at the Ziggs build, by the way. That is a proper alpha male Ziggs build.
Yes, yes, indeed. I like the Mage 16 stacks. I'm looking, and I think that earlier we were talking about they picked the Jhin. That's great. Good counter to Caitlyn.
Whoa, engage here.
Never mind,
Ziggs
got
coming
right.
huge damage from that Ziggs build. Orion gets blown up by Ziggs as well. Heck, I'm looking on Jhin in the backline. Not going to find anything. Shen slicing and dicing on this Rise. Getting chunked out by Hecarim Shen. You would not expect it, but there it is. Olaf sitting on the backline. Just not strong enough to make anything happen. Shen flash taunt onto the Jhin. Getting that got cut out. Whoa, baby, he's flashing away with that Nimbus cloak, was that? He's zooming out of there. But, man, blue team cleaning this one up. 4 for 0.
Yeah, that's the game ender. I saw Hecarim just go in there with an E and a Q and basically one-shot. Was it Morgana? I think it was Morgana or I'm having a little bit of technical difficulty, so you can continue if the game is going for you.
Oh, no.
Mine's like freezing up a little bit, so.
Gotcha. Looks like they're running it down. Ziggs on that top lane. Going to try to take down that turret. Not running it down, but they are making their way very, very proudly in the lane. Also, that was an Infernal Soul going over to Team 10 Death, which is just massive with that Caitlyn Ziggs. Their burst damage is going to be through the roof.
Yeah, their online is they've been online, but now they're really online.
Absolutely. God, I just want to see the Ziggs hit Jhin smack in the middle with an ult. That man has 25 stacks on his Magi's, probably sitting on like 2,000-3,000 gold. I could check that in a moment. But they're going to be looking to Baron here.
Which obviously very understandable. I think Caitlyn maybe could have put a trap line behind just so that Olaf has less spots to walk in, but this should be an easy pickup for them. Olaf, yeah, Olaf doesn't have flash, so he doesn't have anything to get in. The most he can do is a Q.
Yeah,
at that point. I do gotta give it to CC though, because they've held on, till 33 minutes. They've been pushing them back. Like a little bit of that is O10, not playing to their compositions, strengths 100%. They're more like 90 or 80. But they certainly could be getting these turrets a little faster. However,
Oh my God, Ziggs just one-shot Morgana with the ultimate plus the Caitlyn ult through the black shield.
Oh, dude, have I mentioned I love Ziggs?
This is the first time.
Sorry,
I was a little cracked, so like I was like just looking at regular things, and I'm like, all right, something happened. That was, yeah. There's the Ziggs. That's why they're picking it in LCS right now.
Oh man, I love this game. Ziggsy in the backline. They're trying to get that combo Oriana Olaf going, but it's just not working. Shen flashing on the top line. They're just running at him at this point. Tower's gonna go down. Rise under tower trying to hold it down with that damage. Not bad coming out. Ziggs ult comes out again, almost one shot in the Rise. That cooldown's so low. Jhin ult gonna be looking for that Thresh. Doesn't manage to find him. Slips out of there, and the game will end just like that. Clean game from 10 Death Powerspike. Woo!
What is up, everyone? We're back here with 10 Death Powerspike versus Catalyst Carbon. First game going over to 10 Death. They, in a commanding fashion. Well, definitely a dominant play, but they did take a little bit of time to close it out. There could have been a few quicker things done, some sieging, but overall, a very strong performance from them.
Couldn't agree more. Switching sides this time, we will have 0-10 on the red side and Catalyst on the blue side.
Yeah, and we're already seeing the Heckler and Ziggs. Get that out of here. What were the bans last phase? So they had last phase they banned, or last game I mean, they banned Echo, Galio, Xayah first. Now, so the Echo and the Xayah are both up now. They did ban the Galio last time as well, but they're saying hell no to Heckler and Ziggs.
And 0-10 keeping their bans the same. And there it is, that classic blue side Caitlyn pickup. You'll love to see it.
I think it's a great blue side pick because you can kind of get it, and a lot of supports do work with her, and you kind of force the other team into grabbing that Morgana, which can be suboptimal. But they're actually going to opt for the Thresh to go with, so that they're taking that away from the Caitlyn. He's feeling very confident on that. I think we could see the Morgana come out here again. She was a little slow on some shields, and she definitely got popped later. But she is still, very strong with the Caitlyn. The pushing power is very substantial.
Looks like they're hovering that Orianna again. Looks like their mid laner, sorry, I don't know his name. Let me look real quick. Mr. Stoll is just comfortable in Orianna.
Yeah, I don't think, the Orianna was a problem. As we saw, him and Ziggs were just trading waves, and they were both even in farm. And then the Orianna tried to make some plays and got Shen'd. Now they're going to take the Shen. So they've got Shen and Orianna. So they're taking a lot of champions over from 0-10's side, which we kind of glossed over the fact that they picked an Echo. I think so early, that's probably going into the jungle for Rosen. But it will remain to be seen. Now, on the side of 10 Death, they're going to take the Ashe this time. They're not opting for the Jhin, which I think is smart. I think Ashe would have done pretty well last game because she brings a little bit of utility that Caitlyn does not. Whereas with Jhin, you're kind of just measuring up against each other and saying who does more damage in this situation. And I think the Ashe is just a great answer to the Caitlyn. Now, Morgana, they did not pick their support with the Caitlyn very early. So, and I think that maybe they could have held on. Well, I don't know. Maybe Orianna would have got banned away, and they really want that pick. So they do give up having the Morgana. So it's a little unfortunate. Darius getting banned away, which is good. Otherwise, nothing too crazy yet. I think the Echo jungle is a little interesting, and I'm excited to see what Catalyst do to answer that.
Now, it could be Echo mid, and I think Catalyst might think it is since they picked Orianna so early. He might just be thinking to himself, oh, Echo, yeah, I can Orianna into that. I think if it is Echo mid, it's a pretty rough matchup for Orianna. And another thing, they didn't pick the Morgana. It was up. The Caitlyn Morg was there, but they opted for Orianna Shen instead.
Yeah, and I think it's probably just comfort mid lane. It's like, you know what? I felt pretty good on the Orianna, except for those unfortunate situations. Now we've got the Shen, and they may have picked the Orianna and said, you know what, we'll get Morgana next. And then the guy was like, well, wait, they might go Shen. And they're like, shoot, you're right. So then we have to pick up the Shen. And then you go into the second phase of bans, and you lose out on Morgana. Jarvan.
Oh, baby.
Haven't seen him in a long time. He hasn't really been doing too well in solo queue, where he traditionally isn't too bad. You don't see him very often in pro, but he is picked a few times. So if you're comfortable on the champion, he can be very strong, especially with a Leona and Shen. You got a lot of, not to mention the Orianna, of course. You got a lot of AoE kind of wombo combo there.
Oh, absolutely. With the Orianna and Caitlyn hitting in the back line. It is one of the more difficult wombos to pull off. It seems easy, but you have to be very coordinated to hit that Jarvan Ori. Janna coming in as support. We have not seen Janna like
yeah,
ever.
I used to see Janna's all the time in like solo queue and everything. Haven't seen any of them there. Definitely very rare to see in coordinated play. I was liking Leona because they've got this like all-in comp, but then they must have said, "Hey, wait a minute, we don't have anything to hang back with, Caitlyn and Orianna. We need some peel." But into the Thresh, I'm not 100% familiar with the situation there, but I don't think that Jen is very good into hook champions, is she?
Yeah, no, I would imagine she just gets blown up. Although with Ashe, I guess there's not a whole lot of burst, but we will see. And Sejuani being picked up for 0-10, so it is the Echo mid.
Yeah, they pivot to that, and I guess they must have known that that's where it was. I'm sure they did some scouting. Echo's kind of a champion you can see if someone plays or not. Um, but I do like it a lot more in the mid lane than in the jungle right now. At least especially as far as coordinated play is concerned. Sejuani, decent pick. Jarvan, if he's playing it right, can get some pretty aggressive plays onto the Sedge. But with the Camille is going to be pushing in the Shen, presumably. The Echo. How does the Echo Oriana matchup go?
Very heavily Echo sided, I would say. Echo can just basically trade with Oriana whenever he wants with that W, get that damage, and then just run on out of there. So it's ambitious picking Oriana into Echo.
Yeah,
but if he's comfortable on it, hey, I mean, go for it, dude.
Right. Yeah, and I definitely harp on comfort is where you should go. I like the Sejuani going on with this comp because you have the Camille. She could just stack up those passive stacks for the Sejuani so fast, which then gets you those stuns out quicker.
Absolutely.
And they're going to be looking. So what I'm seeing with their composition right now is like Ashe and Echo or not Ashe and Echo, Ashe and Thresh. You guys chill out down bot lane against Janna Caitlyn, which I think that they can. You just trade some waves. Thresh stands a little bit back. Can always W out the Ashe if she gets caught by, I don't know, a gank or something. And then Sejuani is just going to be focusing on this Camille top lane and getting that Shen far behind, so that if he does teleport into help bot lane, he's not as big and tanky as he could be. And this is also a strategy to play against Shen. If Shen can't use his ult, if you're ganking him, he's a lot weaker. So because he doesn't have an ultimate essentially.
Right.
So the Camille, very strong top side. The Sejuani can kind of come up there and back her up whenever she needs it. I think it's a pretty good game plan coming out of O10. On the other side, for Catalyst, aside from the Janna, all these picks are pretty decent. If you're confident on Oriana, you can do very well, especially with the J4. She's got a very good ball delivery system there. One of my favorite combos, personally. And then they've got the Caitlyn, who arguably is strong city carry in the game right now. Ashe is obviously up there in the debate. So both comps, you can see what they want to do.
Absolutely. I think I'm thinking with Catalyst comp, Shanna, Oriana, Jarvan, they're looking to go ham on this bot lane. I think there's going to be constant 4-man, 5-man dives onto this Thresh Ashe, which is pretty vulnerable without any help.
Yeah, that's exactly what they need to do. And I think that both teams have kind of gotten what they wanted, where, CC is saying like, oh, we're going to attack your bot lane. And then O10 is like, well, we're going to attack your top lane. And so it's really going to come down to who can get those, the more advantageous ganks and set up. And we did see at the beginning of the game that Olaf had a very large CS lead over the Hecarim. However, he was able to get a bunch of ganks off successfully. If he's not able to transition the ganks of this game into kills, and the J4 is able to path efficiently like he did, maybe get more ganks on a more gank heavy jungler, then he could come out very far ahead of the Sejuani, who's not as fast and clear.
Absolutely. Man, exciting. I'm very excited for this game. I just want to see the bot lane. I think everything can revolve it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be an explosive match. We're looking forward to it. We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back after the spectator delay in about 4 or 5 minutes. So go ahead, like PhD said, grab yourself some snacks and sit in, because this one's gonna be a good one.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here in game 2 of the best of 3 series. On the left side, you already know, we're running it back, baby. Let's get right into it.
Yeah, well, on the left side, we do have Catalyst Crazies, and on the right side, we've got O10 Powerspike. What are they actually called? Hang on. Catalyst. Do you remember? I'm blanking.
I'm thinking.
Catalyst Carbon. There we go.
Catalyst Carbon.
They got that carbon. Maybe they're a fan of the show. Altered Carbon. Or they just like carbon.
Cool word.
Yep. Yeah. It is. It's a cool word. So is Catalyst. They both are really cool words. So
That's true.
Proud of them for stringing those ones together. Okay, we'll stop trolling. All right, getting into this game. Like we said, welcome back, everybody. I hope that we have a more. I hope we have a closer game this time than we did last game, and I think that we will. Just because the Shen is now on Catalyst side, I would have liked to see the Shen just not be played, but he is just so strong, you can't really leave him alone. And I think they were like, can't give this guy the Galio. Just going to be some standard starts so far. No shenanigans.
5 point into the buffs, the solo queue special.
Ooh,
Except
he was thinking about it. They're both gonna probably. Well, Sejuani might just 4 camp or even full clear. Looks like she's getting pinged out over there. They know where she's at. Nobody put down wards this time, so none of that knowing where they're at kind of deal. My eyes are on Jarvan to make the first play. Echo's getting a nice defensive ward down there. They do spot it out that they've got a ward there, so Jarvan can make his way around that. But yeah, I definitely think it's on the Mr. Prince the Jarvan 4 to make it happen. Although, is he king now, I guess, because his dad died?
Bro,
I'm not 100% sure on that.
I can get something with a Prince. So yeah, there's that Echo matchup. It's just, you can kind of just smack her around for free.
Yeah, it was pretty classic. Just you get as soon as you tag, ooh, we get some trading.
Real quick, Jarvan gank here, level 2. Gonna have to flash that. Looking for the count. Oh, baby. Flashes after her. Camille going down nice and easily. Flash for a flash with first blood.
Very nicely done by the J4, making it happen. Shen as well, not having to flash, but able to catch the Camille in transition.
Camille going to be forced to TP back to lane there. Nothing you can do about that. Sejuani gets a ward. They might spot out Jarvan here. They might be looking for the return gank on top here. Camille forced to back off even more, getting that wave under tower.
Yeah, a little force. That's never going to work with a level 3 Jarvan and Shen, especially with Sejuani nearby. They're both even in farm somehow. What was Sejuani doing? Maybe she put down a ward. Maybe she started Scuttle but decided against it.
Red team members rotating over for the Scuttle. Jarvan forced the EQ out of there. Camille goes in with that Sejuani passive. Not a bad idea. Shen taunts over the wall to get on the Sejuani. Camille finishes off the Jarvan. Camille now caught behind into a 3v1 situation. Sorry, Shen caught behind. My mistake. But he's actually just going to be able to get back to safety under his tower.
Yeah, Camille practically solo killing that Jarvan. I guess there was a little bit of help from the Sejuani, but they weren't able to get the stun. So just a little unfortunate for him that he even contested Sejuani there. He just needs to book it at that point because he didn't have the priority mid lane. But Echo did roam up and didn't get anything for it, so Orianna able to get a slight CS. Well, now it's a little more evened out. But she did, pick up a couple more minions than the Echo.
Absolutely. I think looking comp-wise, there's Echo running him down. Comp-wise, we're going to see Team 10 here going to be looking for these early to mid-game plays with that Sejuani pressure combined with the melee teammates. Going to be looking for a lot of early game things. Jarvan kind of wants to do a similar thing, but I will say Catalyst scales much better with that Orianna Caitlyn, so going to late game is not a bad thing. Rush Hook instant cleanse on that Caitlyn, good cleanse.
Yeah, I think she was going to take a huge chunk if she doesn't cleanse there, but now if I'm the other team, I'm saying, hey, Sejuani, get your ass down here. There's she does still have flash, but we can get that stun a little more secure now.
Very easily. Wave is pushing into them down bot lane. Echo running on this Orianna, slap. Wing forward, but it does not go for the kill.
What kind of back was that from Orianna? Just backing right in front of his face. She's got to pick it up a little bit.
A little disrespectful, if I do say so myself.
It might have been that Echo hadn't been in the lane, then he TP'd and saw her backing there, so not the worst, not the biggest mistake in the world.
That's fair. That's fair.
I do, J4, I think that their strategy here is to have bot lane just continually push in, and J4 is going to be focusing the rest of the map. But I would like to see when J4 gets level 6, get down there, pop the Ashe, flash, and it's free as long as she's pushed out. Use EQ ult, and she's got to flash out of there, or else Caitlyn's going to trap her. Ooh, a little bit of trading.
Nice little trade by Camille. Well played, waiting for that Shen David to go down. But that's a big minion wave, getting minion blocked out of her mind.
Absolutely, yeah, the Shen Q into the auto with the graph stack, able to do quite a bit of damage.
Oh yeah, I will never understand Shen's damage.
Yeah, I mean it's percent max health, so plus the grasp. Ooh.
Slice in this matchup seems very Shen favored, but Camille going to be returning with some kicks of her own, but it is not going to be enough. The wave is just too big. Cannot
Yeah,
combat
the wave, the shields, the auto attack blocks. Shen's got the tools to fight against this Camille, but she's still taking the trades, so getting lower. If Sejuani and Echo make a little play up there, which is their thing about it.
It looks like Camille's moving very aggressively here. Shen's going to dash to cancel the Camille E. Slicing her up. Camille finds the W heal. Really aggressive for the ward. Camille's missing CS up there, and I feel like you need it when you're not even level 6 yet. You need to be back in lane chilling out.
Oh yeah, wow! Shen has actually made himself quite the CS lead here, and that ward that they've got in the river, paying mega dividends to see the Echo coming up, and then also the Sejuani's in the jungle. So now they know this dragon is free for them. J4 doing what he needs to do, got the first blood, getting the first dragon. Hopefully he can get in here, get a few camps. Nope, actually it's very smart of him to not do that because bot lane is running back the lane. He's got his own camps up, so no sense in running into a Thresh and then an Ashe and maybe an Echo.
Jarvan actually walked over a ward there as he dashed on a red buff. He did not clear that ward in the bush behind red. And there was even a ping that went down, but they did not call the bot lane over to stop him.
The Jarvan?
Oh, I misread that whole thing. Never mind.
Yeah, they're gonna run in there to stop him taking his own red buff.
Yeah, that's his own red buff.
Or did you think it was Jarvan was on Red's team?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah. So they I think both teams. Wait, what the heck? So I guess there was a. Oh well, Shen's gonna pick up a lot of minions here. Okay, that explains that. I was like, wow, how did Shen get so far behind minions? So actually, he's not doing the best hit zones. So they're gonna end up about even in farm. So Camille did a nice job of catching back up in that CS.
Absolutely, she had a nice freeze there going for a while. So it does deny Shen a decent amount of XP.
Yeah.
Shen gonna be fighting. Wow, finds onto that Caitlyn as the cleanse comes through. Still taking a little bit of a chunk, but all in all, pretty even.
Returning okay, but very nice hook from Whoops LOL.
Absolutely.
Whoops lol.
Whoops.
Like you were saying, I think we need to see, I don't know, because Ashe does scale as well, so they do have some early game strength, but they also, and we're gonna see a little bit of gank.
Jarvan coming in on mid lane. Echo forced on his back foot here. W coming down, stun under tower. No, BG just slides right out of there. Really hard to.
I think that's a little forced from J4. I think he wanted to get the Echo ult, but that's the most you're ever gonna get. Whereas you could get a summoner spell from bot lane, so I definitely think he should have saved that. And with bot lane pushing in, more trading in top lane, the usual.
As always, Shen did not look like he was in that circle there, but he was apparently. What?
No damage.
Interesting.
What I'm learning is that Shen is OP.
It does seem that way. Shen is a dominant force. My God.
Ooh, J4 walked over that ward again, so they are fully aware that he is here.
You gotta open your eyes, Jarvan.
Man. It's
The
Yep, they're pinging him.
And there's the hawk shot.
He's looking, he's like, we're gonna get this. Yeah.
Jarvan
I'm surprised they even threw the hawk shot down. I guess it makes it so that then you can step up if you know where he is. Yes, he's wasting his time, but then he's messing up your CS as well. So, let's see. Ooh, Sejuani looking to make a little bit of lane gank. That's definitely what I want to see because, like you said, the other team. Ooh, here we go.
We're going for it. Ultimate Shen. Sejuani coming in a little bit late, but it's all right. Sejuani ult hits, nice and stunned on that guy. Camille posturing very aggressively to stop him, but the taunt is still up, and he's able to dash out. Will they chase on a tower? They will. Sejuani tanking, but a little miscommunication it looks like there. End up wasting Camille flash, and Shen gets out of there.
Yeah, I actually think that Sejuani should have just Q, maybe flash in to secure the Q onto the Shen. Save your ultimate for after the Shen flashes away or something, which he didn't even end up using. Ooh, wow. That was a great trade in mid lane. Orianna almost on the Echo, who has to ult for safety. But yeah, back to the gank. I think that Sejuani should have got her passive stun first and then the ult, because if you get the ult stun, you can't then get the passive stun. So they just don't have. We're gonna have a little bit of contest.
Everyone wants that. Oh, Camille TPing in there. Again, miscommunication between Camille and Sejuani here. It's a little bit of a
not
preemptive
quite
TP.
as smooth as the last game, but I think that maybe he thought J4 is gonna ult the Sejuani, so I gotta get in here to secure it. She had a TP to lane anyway, or she wanted a TP to lane anyway, so it's not the worst mistake.
Yeah.
So we've got a couple objectives on the board. I'm surprised that this Rift Herald in both games is lasting so long. I would have thought that either team would be very interested in getting that, especially when the first dragon goes down. But both teams kind of leaving it alone for now. Next dragon's coming up in 25 seconds. I think that's where we're going to see our next fight.
Yeah, it's blue team, or sorry, red team. They're posturing very aggressively for this dragon. They're looking to get pry on these lanes, chasing down this Orianna, actually forcing out the Shadow. That's what we like to see. Baiting out that Shadow, disengaging right away. So now they don't have that Shadow for the dragon fight.
Yep, and that's how you deal with it. And Orianna also flashed away, so Shadow not 100% necessary. I think she was, but actually if she flashes, then the other team can flash after her, so more of a dissuading ult. But yeah, that basically passes over the dragon to red side. With
Very well
Jarvan
played.
looking for a gank bot lane.
Well, slides down that Ashe. Ashe flashes out right away. Thresh finds the hook on Caitlyn, but it is a 3v2. Double TPs coming out from the mid laners. Ashe hitting the back on Janna. Thresh has to flash out. Echo dashing in there. Janna very close to falling. Camille with the backup. Shockwave in the backline. Only catches one. Nobody goes down yet. Jarvan finally dies. Thresh in the backline. Shen ulted in, TP'd in at some point. Now he's in the backline. Hitting. He cannot choose the target. He's getting blown up. CC to death. He's looking. So many members of Team 10 dead. Camille dashes in on the backline, and Camille just cleans up everything. Oh my goodness. Team 10 death power fight coming up. Big.
Camille difference right there. Router making a huge stand to keep his teammates alive. That Echo just eking away with a bit of health. Ashe and I think Thresh did go down. However, the side of 0-10 are able to really turn this game into their favor. That's a massive swing, actually, especially with your side laner is now 4-1. All those trades that he was losing against Shen are going to start going in his favor. That he is very happy with that, and I think it's very unfortunate for CC. They will feel very bad and unlucky, honestly, because that fight could have swung their way as well. There's so many people low, and if they were just able to get a couple resets, get some health back from Triumph or what have you, then they could have turned that whole fight around, and then they're the one getting 2 fights. But
absolutely,
the fight was just kind of all over the place, so it's a little hard to analyze how they could have played it better. But I think Shen not having the ult and having a TP instead doesn't give you that shield, the action, and then he's in the back line while the rest of his team's being cut down by Camille, so he's not there to peel, which is where he needed to be. He does end up getting a kill and almost kills Echo with a very long-range auto. It's a little strange. And we got a little bit of action, but now she's just going to run away from that one.
This Echo's looking to tussle with anybody who looks at him strange. He's feeling himself.
Yeah, indeed. And they're able to get the dragon, and they got it before that play, and then they're also able to get the Herald. So now they're looking to crush down this top lane turret, which are plates. Plates aren't still up, so I would have liked to see that go mid lane, just because it's the more important tower. But I think they just. Ooh.
Dive coming top. Wow, Jarvan there in a fight though. Well positioned by Jarvan.
Yeah, very good by him to kind of like you said, nullify the Herald, and they end up getting the first blood turret.
Yeah, actually pretty well played from Catalyst there.
Yeah. So showing some signs of life despite the unfortunate circumstances behind that bot lane situation. They are actually only behind 400 gold. I'm a little surprised there.
Wow.
I want to see where they are making up the difference, because the Camille is 1,200 ahead. But wow. Caitlyn actually is gathered herself a 600 gold lead over the Ashe, with Janna also 500 gold ahead of Thresh. So I think that's probably mostly due to the first blood turret, and I think they most likely got a lot of plates. So good on them for keeping Catalyst in this game.
Absolutely, and Caitlyn being strong throughout this game is kind of the key to success here. What good is a front line if you have no backline? And Caitlyn is one of the AD carries who needs assistance to the early game, and if she's coming out ahead, you did something right.
Yeah, exactly, and she honestly did it with low resource. Oh,
Asher coming in. Thresh gonna find the flay on the Janna. Channeled on the Janna though. Hex text to Juani coming in. Janna will drop. Shen is now finding himself in the backline on top of 4. But Camille finds herself onto the Caitlyn, tries to cleanse the Camille ult. That doesn't work, my friend. But Caitlyn will be able to cut it out. Shen goes down eventually, but Caitlyn walks away free.
Yeah, just as things were, you know, not enough damage. We're looking a little, you know, nice. Then they're just able to make that really nice play onto the Janna, and they lose Shen for it too. I think at some point, you just gotta say, all right, Orianna, not chasing. Okay. You just gotta say, all right, Janna's hooked, she's dead, leave it alone. But they end up losing 2 for it, which just very unfortunate because they were starting to really come back, and Ash is able to pick up 2 of those kills, or was it 1? I'm not 100% sure, but now she's caught up in gold. Must have been 2
of them.
because she's ahead of Caitlyn now. So that gold lead's starting to creep up a little bit in all factors.
Pretty big for Team 10 over there, and just like last game, we're seeing
pretty fantastic macro. They're rotating their players where they need to be, and they're kind of just one step ahead of Catalyst Scarp.
Yeah, and they're also making individual plays, which you really like to see. The Whoops LOL making a great hook there that ends up being 2 kills. Now they're going to have full control over this dragon, and Echo is just going to go on anybody he sees.
Great tornado. Echo trying to tickle some pickles, but will not be able to come out. Ashel comes in on the Caitlyn. Caitlyn getting smacked around, but will not go down.
Some pickles. Oh my goodness. Okay, anyway. So after we're done with that, yeah, Dragon going over to 10. They're pretty happy with how this game is right now. I'm sure they're feeling a lot stronger than 2.5K gold lead, but hook goes wide.
Yeah, and I feel like just a minute ago we talked about how the goal was even, but in the blink of an eye, we have Team 10 now 3,000 gold ahead.
Yep, 3,000. They've got a dragon, arguably better dragons.
Ooh, nice breath shock landing on the Janna. This guy's way too far up. Flash will not save you. Ult even as well. The Ashe is just too strong at this point. Has that early Essence Reaver. That's a big Ashe. Caitlyn's stepping up a little too far now. Gonna be forcing out the flash from Caitlyn.
Man, this bot lane is kind of a powerhouse down here. Whoops Law and Action. Who would have thought?
Yeah, they're doing. They are honestly carrying at this point, especially into the Caitlyn Janna, which can be a little oppressive. But both of them just overstepping their bounds. They're like, and Thresh is just like, oh, okay, I'll take these.
Whoops Law is on fire. They know Caitlyn has no flash. Janna ult, or excuse me, Orianna ult, trying to find something. They do find the 1-for-1 actually. Whoops Law, you gotta like turn it down from 11, my man.
Yeah, what a fantastic hook from him. He gives his life to take down the AD carry, which is always going to be worth passing it over to Ashe. So he's not sad about that at all.
Yeah, I don't believe he had a shutdown either. So shutting down that Caitlyn, though, not shutting down, but killing that Caitlyn, stopping her from getting those waves and whatever. It's big.
Yeah, and the Jarvan has just not made. Unfortunately, he was not able to make the impact that he wants to make, and I think that's one of the big issues with J4 is that if you don't get those, big ganks and convert into kills and just gank over and over, and they don't succeed, then you just kind of become an EQ ult bot. Whereas the Sejuani can be like a very large meat shield and help keep your backline healthy. Wow. All right. So was that just 100 to 50 right there?
That's just echo damage. Shen not having a lot of magic for this. This man is as I said, he is feeling himself. Just rocking right under the tower. He has ult and Shen Lantern. Sorry, Thresh Lantern, so should be alright. Gonna be a nice, easy kill onto that Shen.
Yeah, only thing that would have made that sweeter is if he took the Lantern instead of ulting. But otherwise, yeah. The Shen not quite making the same impact the one the game before did. It's looking a little dire. Yes, it's only 4K gold lead, but that 4K is on the people that you really want it to be on. The 2 kills, the most kills in the game are on your tank Jarvan. So it's a little unfortunate. He's got basically the same gold as the AD carry, which just kind of shows you how not far ahead she is. One thing that is looking pretty good is the Orianna. She is doing some
Ashel finding that Jarvan in the mid lane. This man finds himself in a 4v1 situation. Can't EQ out of there. Shen ult does come through. Taunt onto 3 people. Looking pretty big. Shen will go down. Actually 1-for-1 there.
Yeah.
Doing that pretty well.
as well as it could for CC, but again, it's Thresh for your jungler. Thresh is happy about that. He's done his job. That was a beautiful arrow from Ashton, like just right down the uprights, able to stun up that Jarvan who has ninja tabbies.
Interesting. Okay. Echo finding himself in a 1v1 against Shen again. I lied. It is now a 2v1 against Echo. He pops with passive and flashes out there, and later he's gone.
Yeah. See you later, guys. I'm out of here. You brought a little more than I can bite off when I don't have any mana.
Man doesn't even have any boots.
I'm sure he would have gone for the 1v2 if he had full mana, especially when you've got ult to kind of wait until you need to flash out away to safety. But yeah, with no mana, not able to do much. Oh, and a little bit of BM from your team. That's gotta be.
If you're Catalyst, you're feeling pretty sad that Echo got away. You need any sort of gold that you can get, and that guy living right there is.
Yeah, one saving grace is that they did get one dragon, so they can make this game go a little longer. Which their comp is pretty strong, but they are sitting on a ward. So, I thought that Jarvan was on the other team. I was like,
especially finding Orianna, they decide not to capitalize. This guy's kind of spicy.
Yeah, probably good that he didn't go in there. Ash does have ult, so it could have been turned around. But
Shen taunting him with Camille under tower. Camille chooses to go back in, give him a little smack. And that is a 5-1 Camille.
Yeah, 5-1 Camille just got out traded by the Shen. Like that is just the power of Shen against these auto attack champions.
A little bit of a dragon standoff here. Either team too scared to make a play. Just clearing vision, play some more vision. Oh yeah. Now we'll see if we can get another whoops lol classic hook here, but it is warded. They don't know it's warded. They think it's cleared. Might see
they know. Jarvan. Yeah, that ward in the back of the pit, but
looking for Jarvan coming up the field. Great play. Oh, the smite misses, but Jarvan finds it. Huge shockwave and the Jarvan out of the back line. Ash cutting it out, but Jarvan does manage to take down Thresh. Echo in the back line. It's kind of lulled out, but Ash finds himself caught by the Jarvan EQ once again. Ash is taken down by Orianna. Juani and Echo wreaking havoc on the blue side backline, but Echo finding himself actually in kind of a caught position. Never mind, one shot's to Shen, and now he's running for his life. Camille finally shows up. What up, baby? Echo goes down. Camille on the Janna, smacking that guy with her legs of steel. Orianna finding herself stunned by Sejuani, gonna be running it out. Can she make it out? No mana. Camille E probably up soon. Let's see if she can do it. That's a fat no.
And wow, that was tough. I was like getting ready to be like, oh man, wow, Catalyst Carbon, you made it back into this game, you got a great team fight, and then I realized, oh, that was a 5v4. And then Camille just comes in and turns the tides, as she did in that gank earlier, bot lane in the fight. So very unfortunate that they, lost track of the numbers. Yes, the Shen gets there, which actually he TP'd instead of ulting. Maybe his ult wasn't up yet, so we'll just assume that was the case. But yeah, just not able to ace quick enough because that Sejuani is so tanky, who has still not died. Very well played by Rosen so far. If that fight had gone their way, they did get the dragon, so they're able to delay a little longer. That is very nice for them. They're gonna get control over the vision, over the Baron, so they can delay that a little bit. They don't have to worry about wards being swept out, and you have to check it constantly and everything. But you know what? Last game we were saying, what can Carbon do? Ooh, we got some fighting.
Echo's doing whatever he wants. He knows Jarvan's on that Gromp, but he tries to tickle his pick a little bit, but Jarvan looks to run the wrong way, getting cut out. Great Sejuani ult onto that guy. Stoneplate comes down. Huge Orianna shockwave, gonna be peeling him off. Thresh finds himself a little far up, but I think he'll just walk out of there. No kills, traded over.
Yeah, that was great peel by Orianna. You should probably not say he's gonna tickle his pickle, at least not on a public broadcast.
What do you
mean? We're not into that here at Risen Esports. I mean, not at least in that context. So moving on, just a nice even fight. I think that Carbon can be a little happy that didn't go worse for them, unless
Echo is just destroying Orianna. Again, that matchup is rough. Thank God she lives there. It's really nice for them. Thresh lands on or Caitlyn, but the instant cleanse is gonna be running out of there.
That was 100% necessary because Sejuani is looking to just flash key there if the hook goes all the way.
Whoa. Ash find herself out a little caught. That red buff Caitlyn looking scary. Caitlyn flashes forward and the Engage has to back out. Shen ult comes through onto that thresh. Actually turns out positive for Catalyst. Not bad. Orianna
fighting back, showing signs of life. They did this in game one, trying to make plays to stay in, but they kept not working out. Here it does, so they're able to get a little bit of breathing room, which is all they want. They just want this game to slow down, stop the bleeding, and they're able to get a turret as well. So if they're able to then move that into top lane, I think that they will be pretty happy with where they're at. The Caitlyn flash forward is a little over aggressive, but I think she just hit like a few crits in a row and was like, wow, my damage is so good. I just need a couple more autos and a Q. But then she did not crit on the next autos.
Yeah.
So feels a little bad, but is able to, then capitalize on the kill for, I think, was it Thresh they killed?
Yeah, Thresh.
Yeah,
with that Shen ult insurance, although Camille gonna be looking on this Orianna. We know there's no flash, but the Orianna ult does try to come down to save herself, but that is one strong.
You're
nice
never gonna
lady.
live there, even if you ult. Camille's just gonna chase you down.
Absolutely.
She was
Camille's
like,
getting
in calm, she's like, all right, I'm pushing this wave and I'm going back. Well, she pushed the wave and she's going back, but not probably the way she expected. All right. A little bit of, that was very unfortunate because they were making their way back in and now they've lost all vision of Baron. They don't have the Orianna on the field, getting farm. And they're probably going to end up losing this dragon because of that, because they're not able to push in there and get that vision.
Yeah, it's a struggle for Catalyst here because you have Caitlyn and Orianna, two very squishy targets, and even with that Shen and Janna insurance, it's still rough against 8 and 1. But moving on to the fight here, Ashel going into Jarvan, beautiful play from Whoopswall. Stone play, huge 3-man Jarvan ult onto the backline. Orianna is not there to follow up. Jarvan finds himself hitting, but doing a total of 3 damage. Another 3-man knockup. Camille is now arriving. This is the Eve that Jarvan will go down. Echo in the backline, almost getting taken down by Orianna, but his team is there to save him. Camille chasing the Janna is going to hop on top of this guy. Nice ult over the tornado, and it's just flying. Now they're looking at the Orianna here. Flash from Sejuani onto her. Flash away from the Orianna. They're going to be looking to chase. Nice thresh play coming in onto the Shen. They're running. I lied. They're going to keep going. Shen flashes out. Thresh almost lands, but there is a minion in the way, unfortunately.
Don't worry, whoops, so I didn't see that minion either. So, OP kill switch, just hitting the button to delete Caitlyn early in that fight, really makes that just a cleanup situation for them. They're able to get the bottom inhibitor, they're going to get the middle inhibitor, and then they're probably going to get the dragon on their way out. So this game is now securely in there. And again,
this Echo Camille dive comp is just so.
Where's that delete button on my keyboard? Does he just push that and then she's gone, right?
Yeah, a little here and there. It helps that you're 9 and 1 and 5 and 1.
Yeah, definitely. And he's got the 10 stack Dark Seal as well, so he's going to be looking to upgrade that into pops away the Jarvan. No steal for you.
Absolutely not. Red team has slain the dragon. You heard it here first, folks. That is 3 Drakes going over 2. Team 10 power, whatever.
You got it about right. Sorry. Not that this isn't extremely exciting. But yeah, man, I was trying to be like, yeah, Catalyst, they can do this. They're slowing it down. And then every time I say that, something bad happens for them.
Yeah.
And props goes to, I honestly think that this is just all on, O10 Powerspike making the plays, forcing the errors, and just, like you said, this game, I'm not even seeing too many, huge rotations except for that big team fight win. I'm seeing, Thresh making great hooks, making great catches, Echo, catching people in the side lane. So good communication to kind of take out those people that are just sitting a little too far up and are just easy pickings. Ooh, Orianna,
absolutely.
Don't walk that way. Oh, but Echo backs off. Okay. She's safe. I thought Echo for sure was going to go on that.
So I want to take a look at the builds for a second. I'm not sure if that's what you do on Echo. The Nashor's Tooth, I feel like I've seen it once before as well. But he opted to skip
the Rabadons. I don't know if he's gonna turn that Magi's into the full item, but
Yeah.
that Rabadons would be huge.
Yeah. Why would you go that? What's the idea behind that?
The Nashers, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's kind of why I'm questioning it. I think because obviously you can get your 3 stacks faster, but your attack speed isn't what's gatekeeping you from getting those 3 stacks.
Yeah, it's hitting your
'cause there's
abilities,
that
right?
cooldown, exactly. Echo is aggressively posturing here to zone him off, but he's Echo. He can do whatever he wants. Ash able to follow up. Thresh Hook barely misses. Jarvan looking to engage. Shockwave hits 1 or 2. Sejuani ult onto the backline. Hits the Caitlyn. Nobody capitalizes off it though. Echo taking down Jarvan, but Thresh goes down to Caitlyn as well. Sejuani finding herself in 1v4 in the backline, waiting for as long as she can. Caitlyn flashes forward into the Ashe, takes down Sejuani as well, but look at Camille in the base! It was a 4v5 the whole time! Always has been.
It was, and Echo didn't really do too much there either. He had to pop his ult real quick, but they're going to get back in time. They lose 1 turret and get 3 kills, so I'm saying worth for them. Unless they lose this turret, taunt the minion, or something. Do it. Oh god, they survived. If they lost that turret, then they're just staring down the barrel of a gun anytime they go out of the base.
Absolutely.
But even there, the health is so low that, you know, anybody can just, even without minions, go take that down real quick. And they get the turret on the top side, so they're not feeling too bad about losing their 3 people there.
Yeah, I mean, it was a 3 for 1?
It was 3 for 1, but no shutdowns, and they're able to get 2 turrets out of it. So
2 turrets and inhib.
It's a kind of even trade. I definitely, you know, would feel good as Catalyst that they were able to win a team fight. However, it's another one of those 4v5s where this 9-1 Camille is not there, who's going to be very difficult to take down when she's sitting on Ravenous Hydra and Death Stance. So she is going to be, nobody on the other side of the team is really going to be able to burst her because she's got the resistances. She's got lots of health from, you know, stacking up that grasp on the Shen all game. And she just hasn't even been there for the fights. She doesn't need to be. And now they're going to be able to just contest this Baron, and if the other team walks up, then you lose the game.
Echo looking to one-shot the Shen. Takes him at half HP. That's kind of crazy. I guess that's why he bought the Void Staff. I was kind of questioning it, but to match that Shen in the side lane, I guess that makes sense. Jarvan looking to engage here. They know Shen can TP in. Does find the old Orianna Shockwave onto the tanks. Not what you want. Jarvan's just going to die to the Ashe in the backline. No follow-up. Echo, or excuse me, that's Camille going crazy on the Caitlyn and the Janna. Caitlyn is hitting, but just the damage isn't there. Might actually does find the... Oh, the game is over.
Okay.
The game is over.
Right.
Alrighty, Echo manages to backdoor with that Shen right there. I guess you got to make that call. No fight, Shen or Echo in the back line.
Yeah, able to just take it down, even though the Caitlyn was able to kill Router on the Camille. Pretty well played by him, but Echo just ignores the Shen and ends the game. 10 death Powerspike, taking the game 2-0 in a sweep over Catalyst Carbon. They moved to 4-1, and Catalyst Carbon now is 3-2. So I'd like to see who beat 10 Death Powerspike. I would have liked to see that match. So I'm looking forward to maybe they'll meet each other in playoffs again, because 10 Death were looking very in command both those games.
Absolutely, their communication seemed firm. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they wanted. Draft seemed pretty good. They again played around it really well. So really just well played from team.
Yeah, I liked both drafts that they made because they're easy to execute on. There's not really too many moving parts. You don't need like super big combinations. And both comps you can kind of like, if nothing happens in the early game, you can still come out ahead, which is kind of what happened in this game, more so than the first game where they made tons of plays. I do want to give some shout outs just a little bit to Catalyst Carbon. They made some plays and they were able to hold on for a while, but I think that they draft in the first game. Second game the draft was much better. Not a big fan of Jarvan, and if he's able to make a few more ganks there, they do well. But enough about them, all about Oakland Powerspike. Who do you think was the MVP this game?
It may have, I don't know, like, everybody played well. First of all, Whoops Law with great hooks. OP kill switch on the Echo, just kind of going crazy, doing what he wants. But the Camille, what seemed like was having a rough time in lane, ended up with a CS lead, a great TP bot to pick up 2 or 3 kills. I think very strong player. Made the losing matchup into a winning matchup, coming out of the game 10-2. So yeah, my MVP is going right to that.
Yeah, OP Killswitch had the huge blow up, but I think he benefited from Router's huge play in the bot lane that would have swung the game in CC's favor, and maybe that could be the deciding factor. And then again at the Dragon fight, where it's like looking like CC is going to come away with it, and then you realize, wait a minute, Camille wasn't here. Now she is there when she needs to be, and she's able to clean up on those fights. And yeah, I think she did so. I also agree. I think that Router deserves the MVP for this one. Everybody on Team Ocean and Powerspike can feel good about that match. They are 10-10 Powerspike. So I think that they could be really happy with that win, and for next week they're going to be looking to go 5-1, and hopefully Catalyst Carbon can bounce back and make a next run. All right, everybody, Rhythm Community, thank you for tuning in. This is Shady Gecko, joined by Peach Team in the mid lane, and we will be saying goodnight to you guys, and have a great week.
Good night, everybody.